watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Today, from the heart of Texas, Waco, Texas, it's the ninth-ranked and undefeated Baylor Bears hosting the Demons of Northwestern State. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Farrell Center in Waco. John Morris alongside former Baylor standout King McClure. This Baylor team, King, is playing at a very, very high level, ranked number 9 in the nation, undefeated, and their scoring comes from any number of players on the roster. Most recent game, the win over Nichols, it was Langston Love.
Most definitely, John, and I think Baylor is the deepest team in America, not just in Big 12, but in America, and this man right here is instant offense. He comes in the game, he has one thing on his mind. He is looking to score the basketball, and he can do it in a variety of ways. He's such a mismatch problem. 6'5", great physical frame, can really put the ball on the floor, and he's hard to stop when he's going downhill. He's playing great basketball, and I know Scott Drew is pleased with his effort.
23 points, a career high for Langston Love in that win over Nichols on Tuesday. It included 5 of 7 from three-point range. We're ready to start the game. You see Langston is on the bench, so all that productivity coming off the bench. And here we go with the 5 starters on the floor for this Baylor team against Northwestern State from the Southland Conference that comes in 1-6 on the year. Tip control by Baylor, and we're underway.
You saw Northwestern State put 2 people back on defense because typically off of the tip, that's when Baylor gets the lob to Misi running full speed. Northwestern State, so they're not going to allow that.
Yeah, a couple of games have started with an alley-oop dunk. This one was, 20 seconds in, so a little bit later. But the first points of the night belong to the Bears on an alley-oop.
A little bit different, but same result off the pick and roll. Just lob it up to Misi.
Eve Misi, the freshman, post player for the Bears, has stepped into that starting lineup. Again, Baylor very deep. Coach Scott Drew would tell you 11 deep. They have quality players on this team. 3 from the left wing. That one is off the mark by Ryan Forrest. Bears claim the rebound. Starters for Baylor, Jaden Nunn, Jacoby Walter, Ray J. Dennis, Jalen Bridges, Eve Misi, the starting 5.
Look at the read off of the pick and roll. Ray J. Dennis is doing a tremendous job getting his teammates involved. He sees the floor so well. Great lob over, and when you have a big like Misi that's that athletic, you can really put it anywhere, and he will catch it.
Well, the assist by Ray J. Dennis, he had 14 points, 10 assists in that win over Nichols earlier this week. Nichols also a team from the Southland Conference. Baylor won that one 108-70. First free throw off the mark by Eve Misi, freshman 7-footer, 235 pounds out of Cameroon. Second one's good for a 3-0 Baylor lead. And some backcourt pressure by the Bears. Broken by the Demons. Forrest all the way to the bucket, loses the handle. But a whistle and a foul, and it's going to be called on Ray J. Dennis.
It could have been an offensive foul the way that he came and charged at Ray J. Dennis. But I think they got him on the swipe down. And he was falling down, he swiped in, and I think that's where they got the foul.
There's a transfer from Toledo. The new faces on this team. All right, here's another look at it.
Yeah, he lowers his shoulder, so you probably could have got the offensive foul first. But because the first one wasn't called, Ray J. Dennis swiped down, hit him on the arm. They got the second.
So a couple of free throws by Forrest. First points of the night by Northwestern State. Jacoby Walter, 3, right corner, too strong. BC the rebound. Kicks it outside. Jaden Nunn will drive to the rack, and he is hit hard, goes to the floor. He'll go to the free throw line. Seeing these newcomers for Baylor, and there's a look at them. Jaden Nunn, Ray J. Dennis, saw Jacoby Walter, the highly talented freshman. Well, these guys have come in and just fit in very well, haven't they?
And Coach, you did a great job of getting the right guys for Baylor. Because typically we see this early on in the season. We see a lot of teams get beat because they haven't gelled together. Because in this new age in the transfer portal, it's all about who can gel the quickest. Because you have to get a whole bunch of transfers and get them on one page. Well, Coach Drew has got guys who are bought in to the Baylor system, the Baylor brand of joy, and being able to sacrifice and play for others. So shout out to the coaching staff because they got the right guys to fit this program and fit this system.
Yeah, it's really twofold, isn't it? It's finding somebody that you like that can contribute and finding somebody that fits in with the culture here at Baylor
100%.
also. And Baylor, it seems like, has done that very well. Forte has it on the perimeter. Shot clock at 5. Runner, no. Block shot, but a goaltending call on Eve Meesey. He was up on that one. Wow, impressive for the 7-foot freshman.
That thing had to be above the square.
Goal 10 ties the game at 4 apiece. Baylor and Northwestern State. 12th meeting all time between these two. Baylor leads the series 10-1. Walter, 19-footer right side, is good for his first points of the day.
Not really an area where we see him get to a lot. His mid-range pull-up. He's typically either a three-point shooter or driving all the way to the rim. If he can add his mid-range pull-up to his arsenal, he becomes even more dangerous than he already is.
Here's leading scorer, the freshman from McKinney, 15.5 points per game. Pass on the perimeter is out of bounds. Turnover, Northwestern State. Scott Drew in his 21st season as the head coach here at Baylor, 22nd as a Division I head coach. We talk about a culture of joy, and that is what Coach Drew has instituted and really has in place here to the tune of national championship 2 years ago for Coach Drew and the Bears. Baylor's all-time winningest coach, Scott Drew. Extra pass to Bridges in the corner, who hits the three-pointer.
Just unselfish basketball right there. Jacoby could have shot that right there, but he chose to hit the one more for the better look.
Baylor coming in tonight leads the nation in three-point field goal shooting. They're at 44.3%.
44 as a team is insane.
It really is, isn't it?
And to say that we did one game and they didn't hit a three, right, but they're shooting 44 is absolutely crazy, John.
Drive, layup, rolls off, no good. Yeah, factor in there one game where they didn't even hit a three. What were they, 0 for 8, maybe 0 for 9 in that game?
Yeah, 0 for 9.
And that snapped a streak of 1,032 straight games where Baylor had hit at least 1 3. Went back 33 years. So ended that streak, and now here they are leading the nation in three-point shooting.
And with that bad performance in 0 for 9 game, they're still at 44. So had they hit about 2 or 3, they might be at like 46, 47.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think that a team is shooting this well from 3.
Jamison Epps, guilty of the foul, puts Ray J. Dennis at the free throw line.
It's kind of rare because I've done some games this year, Jay. No, I'm not going to name some teams. But I've done some games where they shoot probably like 22, 23 from 3. And that is the true indicator of how they really shoot.
7-0 run by the Bears. They lead it 11-4 over Northwestern State. On the perimeter, Braylon Bush has the ball. Bush from Silsbee, Texas. Thought about a three, got covered up by Dennis. There's a long three right side. That's an air ball. Goes out of bounds and over to the Bears on the miss by Cliff Davis. So the interesting thing about this Northwestern State team is that they have had a coaching change, second year in a row coaching change. Rick Cabrera is now the head coach, but they returned 0 starts, 0 points from last year's roster. Everybody either left or didn't play last year. Maybe they were there but didn't play. BC is fouled. One of 3 teams in the nation that returns 0 points. I'm not saying starts, I'm saying points. There's Coach Cabrera, his first year, previously at Tallahassee Community College. So Northwestern State, Utah State, and New Mexico State are the 3 schools in the nation that are in that unenviable position of not returning a single point.
You want to talk about a complete rebuild.
Absolutely.
You know, I had the opportunity, I did the Southlands Media Day, and I got a chance to talk to Coach Cabrera and get to interview him. He's a winner. He knows what he's doing. At Tallahassee Community College, he had some really, really great teams, and he knows success. So I think that he will get this place, Northwestern State, back to the level where they, know they can get it. He will elevate this team. But it's not going to be easy, especially when you return 0 points and 0 starts. but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Talking about starting at ground zero, that's really it, isn't it? Coach Cabrera's the right guy to do that in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Couple of free throws. Bears lead at 13-4. Now on a 9-0 run to build that lead. Into the paint. Shot swatted away by Misi. And a shot clock violation. Really nice defense by the Bears.
The defense absolutely suffocated. Misi, not in his house. Like I said earlier, he understands how to build success, how to build a culture, and this man right here can do it in Coach Cabrera. So I truly believe that he is going to be able to establish something in the Southland and be able to go ahead and, make some noise. Maybe not this season, but in the seasons to come.
One of 5 new head coaches in the Southland Conference this year, so half the teams have new head coaches. Corey Gibson was the previous head coach at Northwestern State. He left after 1 year to take over at Austin Peay. He left, and he took 7 of his players with him to Austin Peay.
Yeah, that's something.
That's rough.
But it also says something, though, about how good of a coach and how good of a guy Corey Gibson is. If you take 7 of your guys with you, that means they want to play for you and they enjoy being around you. That says a lot.
Langston Love off the bench at the first media timeout. Talked about him in the open. Coming off a career-high 23 in the win over Nichols. There's Jalen Bridges. Strong drive to the bucket for his first 2 tonight. Bears up 15-4. It's now an 11-0 run to build the lead over Northwestern State. Forrest on the right side, up and shoots over Ray J. Dennis. Shot no good. This one a foul on the rebound attempt. Going to go against Baylor as Jamison Epps ended up on the floor. Foul is on. I'm not sure. They call that on Ojanwuna? Yep, they did. First personal on Josh Ojanwuna just off the bench as Misi goes to the bench. There's Justin Wilson on the perimeter, traveled with it. Moved his feet before he got rid of the basketball. Turnover, Northwestern State. Okay, another thing, coming off that Nichols win by Baylor the other night, bit of a good comparison because it's 2 Southland Conference teams. Baylor allowed 0 second chance points. Wow. Now, you don't see that very often, right? I mean, very rarely. There's an alley-oop intended for Ojanwuna, but battered away by Epps. Epps on the wing, hands the ball to Chris Mubaru. Pass in traffic, nearly stolen, lost out of bounds, last touched by Jalen Bridges. Will stay with Northwestern State. Demons at school that won 22 games a year ago. They were 22-11 last season. Again, with a totally new roster and coaching staff, they are off to a 1-6 start this year. Into the paint, runner is good by Chase Forte. Forte, 6'4" junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Ray J. Dennis brings it across the timeline for the Bears. That basket ended a nearly 4-minute scoring drought by the Demons. Zone defense. 10 to shoot for the Bears. Jaden Nunn looks to drive. 4 to shoot. He's got to put it up. 3-pointer, no good. But Langston Love, the rebound to Dennis for 3, and it's good.
Great kick out right there. Langston Love going to get the offensive rebound, locating the open man. And Ray J. Dennis is looking more and more comfortable with his 3-point shot.
Bears 2 of 4 shooting from 3-point range to start the game. They lead at 18-6. 3-pointer for Northwestern. Off the mark, left side by Forte. Rebound Bears. Here's Langston Love, brings it up. Takes it all the way and a foul.
You know what I like most about that drive, even though Langston got fouled, he should have kicked to Jaden Nunn, and afterwards he realized that he should have passed it to him, and the first thing that he did was go over to Jaden Nunn and be like, hey, I should have got that to you, because right there, the man, you never help off the same side corner. He overcommits. He should have kicked that to him, but right there, you see Langston Love pointing to Jaden Nunn, saying, I should have got you the ball.
Love, 87% free throw shooter on the year, second only to Jacoby Walter, but he misses on the first one. There's some changes off the bench. Caleb Lohner is on, the senior. Transfer from BYU. Miro Little is on, freshman guard. There's Caleb Lohner. Miro Little from Finland. And Jacoby Walter is back on the floor as well. Second free throw is good by Langston Love. Jamel Lane inbounds for Northwestern State. Checked defensively by Jacoby Walter. 7 minutes in, first half, Baylor leads 19-6 over Northwestern State. Bears at 7-0 on the season. Three right corner is no good. Ojanwuna in good position, had the ball but couldn't control it, lost it out of bounds. Can't figure out if this game is today or tonight, King. What is it? 5 o'clock tip-off Central Time.
Technically tonight.
Okay, tonight. It's going to be tonight. The rest of the broadcast.
Somebody lost a shoe.
Yeah, Northwestern player. Somebody's playing without a shoe. Nice dish. Drive in and the dunk by Justin Wilson. The Sermons will stop play and allow Jamel Lane to put his shoe back on. That was a nice assist. Wilson with the dunk, 6'9" senior from Dallas.
That's a great read off the pick and roll. Wilson did a great job setting the screen and rolling hard.
Wilson transfer from South Carolina State. There's Miro Little to Jacoby Walter, cross court. Mid-range, in and out for Walter. Jacoby Walter, Baylor's leading scorer, we told you, on the year. Had only 2 the other night in the most recent game, the win over Nichols, and the Bears still won handily. Really says, how many weapons this Baylor team has available. 3 left corner, that one is good by Cliff Davis.
That's good basketball right there. Whenever you allow blow-bys, it puts your defense automatically into rotations, and right there, 2-on-1 on the backside, knock it down to 3 by Davis.
Davis' first points of the night. Junior from Thomasville, Georgia. Ojanwuna hands the ball to Miro Little. Now Jacoby Walter with 3 to shoot. Has to put up a 3. That's an air ball out of bounds.
Not a great possession right there by Baylor. A force-up 3, which ended up by being an air ball by Jacoby, but nonetheless, Baylor up by 8. 11 minutes to go. Stay tuned.
Who's stronger? We put up 3s, throw up deuces, and make one thing clear. We've always been greater than 12.
It's V Week at ESPN when we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. This is game-changing research that helps save lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. Certainly an area that touches many of you watching tonight, King. I know your family is very close to your heart as well.
My aunt is currently dealing with this. Her and her husband. Her husband might have beat it, but my aunt is currently dealing with cancer. So it's something that hits very close to home. And I love that ESPN does this.
Huge initiative by ESPN. Praying for your aunt also.
Thank you.
Here we go, back to play. Northwestern State with ball. Bears lead by 8. On the perimeter, Braylon Bush with the ball. 4 to shoot. Drive, 2 to shoot. Didn't get a shot away. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. That's the second one Baylor's forced in the first 9.5 minutes of this game.
That's great defense right there. I think it's interesting that all guards see Josh Ojanwuna on the perimeter and automatically want to go ahead and ISO him. Well, he's one of Baylor's best perimeter defenders, even though he's 7 foot. He does a great job of moving his feet and staying in front of the basketball.
Wow, how about that strong drive by Jaden Nunn? He gets the bucket and a foul. This took it right at Jamison Epps. Epps picks up his second foul.
This right here is a strong drive, and you know, I'm gonna be crazy, but I see a lot of Davion Mitchell, first-year Davion Mitchell, in this guy Jaden Nunn. When you look at it, the first-year Davion Mitchell, I see a lot of comparisons between the two, and they are very similar. They remind me of each other a lot. But I think Jaden Nunn shoots the ball better than first-year Davion did.
That's a really good comparison, and you'd extend that right to both ends of the floor. Yeah. His defense also, right? And that's saying a lot.
Yeah. I think that Davion might have been a little bit better defensively in front of the ball, but I mean, Davion, to say Davion was a little bit better than you is not really an insult because Davion is an elite defender, and so is Jay Nunn. But I think that Davion, his ability to heat up the ball and stay in front was a little bit better. But Jay Nunn is still an elite defender, so that's not an insult to him because of how good Davion is.
Shot clock at 4 again. Long range 3, no good. Offensive rebound and pass underneath. Knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Demons. Jamel Lane there was the target of that pass. Northwestern State on a string of road games here early in the season. They'll go 33 days between home games. That's rough.
Sheesh.
That is really rough. Off-balance runner. Shot is no good. Caleb Lohner, the rebound for the Bears. Played at home on November 13th against Stephen F. Austin. They won't play again at home till December 16th against Rice. 3-ball, no good by Love, but put back by Ojanwuna. And a whistle. They're going to get a sub in out of the timeout. Not a timeout, but after the basket. Rick Crawford is helping out Ryan Forrest.
Right here. Good position right there by Ojanwuna. Locating where the ball is. Perfect bounce off the rim to be able to get it and go right back up. But he keeps the ball up high. Doesn't bring it down because if you bring it down with a smaller defender, he has a better chance of getting the strip.
All right, Ryan Forrest was helped off to the bench. He's being attended to over there. We're back to play. Northwestern State with ball trailing by 13. Whistle. And a foul's going to be called on Josh Ojanwuna. He will go to the bench. Jonathan Chumwa-Chachua is on for Baylor as Ojanwuna goes to the Baylor bench. Real crowd favorite, Jonathan Chumwa-Chachua. If you know anything about his story, you know why he's a crowd favorite. Ray J. Dennis back on for the Bears as well. About as severe a knee injury as anyone could have. A couple of years ago, the game against Texas here at the Farrell Center. Came back much quicker than anybody thought he could. Continues to work and find his role with this team. How about a block by Chachua? And he keeps the ball in bounds.
You know, that's old school Chachua. We really haven't seen that much this year because the athleticism since the injury has been a little bit different. But right there is a great sign to get the block and keep it in bounds. That is old school Chachua.
Dennis into the paint, got around his defender, left it on the rim, no good. Loose ball out to Bridges, who misses. Bridges had an open jumper from the free throw line. Remains a 13-point Baylor advantage. Stripped to the ball twice. Picked up by Walter. Ahead to Dennis. He is Fouled on the shot, yes, and it didn't go. Oh, a goaltend call. Okay, so give him the basket.
Take a look at this. Does a great job off the pick and roll. Gets beat but recovers. Good timing, good awareness, and then to save the ball from going out of bounds. That's just a great defensive play.
Big time block there by Chachua. 26-11. Bears have their biggest lead of the game. Nearing the 8-minute mark here in the first half. Drive nearly lost the ball, got control, laid it in, and was fouled by Ray J. Dennis. So Chase Forte going to have a chance at a three-point play. Check that. Basket is no good.
That's a good and one right there. If it's an and one, I'm pretty sure it.
I think it is.
And one. Yeah, pretty sure it's an and one.
Yeah.
That's a good bucket right there to maintain the focus, to get the ball and put it over the defender.
So the bucket is good. Free throw no good. Jacoby Walter, leaner from the right baseline, is good. He's got 4 here in the first half.
That's a tough bucket on the switch to get the bump and get the floater right over the bigger defender. Jacoby Walter showing the versatility in this game tonight.
Bears lead it 28-13 over Northwestern State. 7.5 minutes on the clock in the first half. Wheeling out into the three-point territory. The three's no good by Cliff Davis. Ball goes out of bounds and over to the Bears. Baylor's ball when we come back. Scott.
PetSmart, anything for pets.
It's in-season tournament time. It's NBA on ESPN time.
Well, it is December, and Baylor Spirit Squads are into the festive holiday mode with those, I'm going to say Christmas sweaters. I would never say ugly Christmas sweaters. They're just Christmas sweaters.
I mean, it's a little different, but you know what? It gets the job done.
It's nice. And
It
one of our
gets the job
colors
done.
is green, you know, that's perfect. There's a guy, you got to see that full outfit. That's Elf right there on the front row.
I love it.
Which is pretty good.
I
And
love
some
it.
pretty cool Baylor-themed Christmas sweater shirts given away to the crowd here today. So happy holidays to you. 23 days away from Christmas Day. Started your Christmas shopping yet?
I have not.
All right.
It's
You got
December
time.
2nd, and I have not. I have no idea what I'm getting my daughter this year.
You got time. Here we go, back to play. Ray J. Dennis working hard in the low post. Shot is short. No good, and Chase Forte has the rebound.
Wait, have you started your Christmas shopping?
I've started thinking about it. So that's the first step for me.
Okay,
right?
I've done the same thing.
Okay,
I started
okay.
thinking.
All right, there we go. Can't say that I bought anything. There's a travel on the perimeter by Jamel Lane.
Wait, so you're at the age where do you get your kids things for Christmas, or do you only focus on your grandkids?
You know, the focus would be on the grandkids, but there's gifts for the kids also. Is that fair?
So I guess my question is, what age do you stop getting your kids gifts?
Never. Jalen Bridges, a three-pointer. Yeah, never. But that's good. I mean, for Terry and I, we love that. Jalen Bridges 3, and the Bears go up 31-13 on Northwestern State. Chachua again defending. Pass goes out. It's an air ball from the corner. Pushing the tempo ahead to Ray J. Dennis. Bridges, left corner, in and out. Looking for back-to-back made threes. Got 2 grandkids that are here at the game today. Only 2, not all 4.
Oh, you got 4
Blocked by Bridges. Whoa, goes over the bench. What hustle by Jalen Bridges. Literally over the chairs there on Championship Row. And it leads to a possession for the Bears. He gets high fives from all his teammates.
This right here, off the pick and roll, Ray J. Dennis is able to locate where the tag is coming from. Gets it right there, on time, on target, and right here. Multiple efforts, not just shooting the 3, but
Wow.
Also flips over. Good thing he didn't hit anybody. Good awareness, good body agility to not hit people on the front row.
Here's Nisi back on the floor, gets the pass down low from Nunn and is fouled. That was some kind of play. That was great hustle by Jalen Bridges, wasn't it?
And shout out to the people in the front row that knew the move.
Yeah.
They just didn't stand there. They got out the way and allowed him to do what he does and not get hit.
It's a fine line there. You know, you don't want to get hit by a Mack truck coming at you, but you also don't want him to go, head first into the concrete.
And honestly, it really depends on who the player is. Because he's a little bit on a more thin side.
Right.
Let's say it's like a Mark Vidal or a Caleb Lohner, right? I'm getting out the way. I'm getting out the way because I don't want to get ran over by a Mark Vidal or a Rico Gathers.
Yeah.
That's one you have to sprint. You have to get up and get out of dodge because
out of the way.
that might hurt.
Rico could wipe out the whole front row over there.
No. You have to get out the way of that. That's a safety hazard.
Nisi, 1 of 2 free throws. Bears lead at 32-13. Their biggest lead here in the first half. 5:40 and counting in the first 20 minutes. Runner, no good, but a whistle and a foul before the shot, or maybe on the shot. It's on Miro Little. First personal on the freshman guard, Miro Little. So this game, the third to last game for the Baylor men here in the Farrell Center.
Man, counting down.
Counting down big time. They'll play Seton Hall coming up on Tuesday. And they've got a game December 22nd that'll be the men's final game in the Farrell Center before moving to the new Foster Pavilion on January 2nd. Bridges thought about a three. Dennis will shoot a three. It's no good, just short. And Northwestern State with the rebound. There's 3 of 9 shooting threes so far here in the first half. And we told you leading the nation in three-point field goal percentage at 44%. Out of bounds, last touch by Nisi.
That's a great job by Miro Little. One-on-one, doesn't try to swipe down, doesn't bring his arms down. The rule of verticality, if your arms are up, it's not a foul. So he keeps his arms up while running sideways to contest the layup, which forces the defender to shoot an air ball layup. Great defense by the freshman.
Northwestern State inbounding on the baseline. Inbounds it comes. Give it right back in the hands of Chase Forte, who dribbles back near midcourt. 5 to shoot. Forte drives. Shot no good. Rebound Bridges. Here come the Bears on the run out. Nunn. Corner to Little for 3. It's no good. Bridges the offensive rebound and put back. Our first half going for Jalen Bridges. He's got 10. 4 rebounds to go along with it. Now an 8-0 run by the Bears to build their lead to 34-13. Short jumper, baseline right, no good. Ray J. Dennis, the rebound. Pushes the tempo again. Oh, man. Went around his defender. Then with some backup help, has it blocked out of bounds.
Jalen Bridges doing the little things right here. Right place, right time. Good rebound. Jalen Bridges, the glue guy for this Baylor team.
Hard to judge sometimes where that ball's going to come off on a 3-point miss. He did a perfect job of that. Inbounds to Little. Right corner to Bridges. Bears around the perimeter. Ray J. Dennis apparently backed his foot up and stepped on the out-of-bounds line, according to Doug Sermon. That's a turnover for the Bears. Northwestern State's ball when we come back.
Take a look at some bracketology. Right now, Joe Lunardi has 3 teams in the Final Four in Kansas, Houston, and Baylor. Houston with a major win over Xavier yesterday. LJ Cryer, former Baylor Bear, played really well, 23 points, Kansas with a huge win over UConn. And I think the NCAA likely is the most interesting road because you see teams Texas, TCU, BYU, Oklahoma. BYU is a sleeper. They're really, really good. Right now, they're in the top 25. So is Oklahoma and Texas. But TCU and BYU are the two teams in the Big 12 that I think are sleepers, and I think they can actually make some noise. And BYU is going to be a hard place to get a win. I mean, they're old. That arena is rocking. Might walk into the Big 12 and be literally a top 3 atmosphere when that building is rolling. And because they're winning, you cannot sleep on the Cougars.
BYU undefeated at 7-0 on the year after the win last night over Fresno. There's a couple of defenders get a piece of that block shot. Here's bring it there half of the floor. Here Little's pass is smothered by Chase Forte. Near steal, Little tries to save it in bounds, but touches the out-of-bounds line. So it goes over to Northwestern State. You know, it is December 2nd. It's never too early to talk bracketology, right?
Never too early.
We're
talking bracketology before the season even started.
I know you were.
Now, I find it so interesting how Joe Lunardi is able to do that before the season even starts. I mean, yeah, it's just pure guesses, but I feel like that would be hard because you really just don't know. Even like how you rank teams in the top 25, I think that is such a hard job preseason because you don't know how these teams will perform. Like, you look at Michigan State started off top 5, and now they're maybe not even top 50 right now.
Especially in this era with the transfers,
Yeah.
and teams just look completely different, you know?
Yeah, everybody has new rosters, and you don't know how the freshmen will play because they're playing against older people. You don't know how the transfers will actually gel. And I think Michigan State is a good team. They're just going to take a minute to be able to gel.
They was going to see Michigan State in Detroit coming up December 16th. It's a good, strong move to the bucket by Langston Love. Love his second bucket today. Actually, first from the floor. He had a free throw earlier. Whistle and a foul. It's on D'Antoine Grimes on the perimeter. Grimes just on the floor, the Kilgore College transfer. First personal on Grimes. Here goes Jamel Lane to the free throw line. Coach Cabrera pleading his case with Rick Crawford. How about that stretch? 33 days between home games.
Man,
that is tough, isn't it? Thought to be the third longest of any school in the nation. Free throw's good by Lane.
almost taking the Texas Southern route.
Yeah.
With them a few years ago, I think they literally bust everywhere. I don't think they were back at school until like 2-3 months.
Yeah. Free throw snaps a scoreless route, 5 minutes, 19 seconds by Northwestern State. And the ball out of bounds, going to stay with the Demons. Inbounds it comes, put the ball in the hands of Braylon Bush. Bush gives it away to Cliff Davis. Now to Jamison Epps. Three-pointer, no good. Back iron. Eve Meesey covers some ground, goes high to get the rebound. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go before halftime. D'Antoine Grimes on the perimeter. Meesey directing traffic, puts the ball on the floor. Couple of dribbles in, and he banks it in.
Oh, right there with the height advantage. If they're not going to guard him in the middle paint area, he can just rise over the top of you and make it look easy.
Hop, skip, and a jump to the basket there. Shot no good. Meesey another rebound. Grimes brings it up for Baylor. Langston Love, three, left corner, no good. Bounces high and over the top of the backboard and out of bounds.
Right here, one-on-one. If you're going to sag that low, you might as well go get you one, big fella. And right there, rising over the top, just making it look easy.
How about that? Couple of dribbles, look very Very fluid on those dribbles.
Yeah. I mean,
Jump hook, got it in.
Wasn't pressured, so he might as well go down there and get one. I mean, he probably could have shot the mid-range jumper. I'm impressed that he didn't settle for the mid-range jumper and wanted to get closer to rise over the top of the smaller defender. A lot of times you see bigs get comfortable, especially in a game like this, and want to be able to shoot that mid-range jumper, but that is not his strong suit. He knows what he's good at, knows where he can actually, get to a bucket the easiest, and does it.
BC stays on the floor for Baylor, leading 38-14 over Northwestern State. Talk about some of those results. Big win by Kansas over UConn. Big win by Houston over Xavier. That's all part of the Big East, Big 12 battle that is going on right now. Baylor's part of that comes up on Tuesday when they host Seton Hall here at the Farrell Center. Games played. TCU's playing Georgetown this evening. Games played so far in that Big East, Big 12 battle, it's dead even, 3 wins apiece.
Yeah, and if Baylor plays at 8, and if you want to tune in at 6, I'll be doing Villanova and Kansas State.
Oh, there you go. All right, you're headed to Manhattan.
Headed to Manhattan. They escaped one today, Northern Alabama. Tyler Perry bailed them out, down by 3 with about 4 seconds, or probably about 8 seconds to go. Hits a big 3. And then the game ends up going into overtime, but they got saved. They almost ran into some trouble, but Villanova's dropped 2 in a row, J-Mo.
Look at that. Oh, inadvertent elbow. Miro Little absorbed from Chase Forte. Alley-oop, up with it. Loner came down and stripped to the ball.
And he threw it a little too late. Probably should have threw it about a second or 2 earlier.
Nice idea. Bears get no points out of it. Messi, another block.
And you have to be aware of where DC is at all times because he has great timing down low at the rim.
Team, that is 5 blocks in the first half by Baylor. Daniel, how many of those are by Eve Messi? 2, maybe 3 by Messi.
3 for sure.
Yeah. So Messi getting it done at both ends of the floor. He's got 8 points. Got 3 rebounds and, by our count, 3 block shots. Final 40 seconds of the half here. 15 seconds difference in the 2 clocks. Runner, no. Fight for the rebound. Messi grabs it. Gives to Grimes. Bears can slow it down and take the final shot of the first half. Antoine Grimes dribbles just inside the midcourt stripe. Bears spread the floor on the baseline. Now 7 seconds in the half. He puts the play in motion. Grimes will drive. Layup. No. Messi was going for the follow. No good. Loner put it up and a goaltending call. So the Bears get a bucket at the buzzer. Goaltending on Northwestern State. Give Caleb Loner the basket.
Man, if Messi would have finished that dunk, that would have been #1 on SportsCenter tonight. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Nearly had it.
Yeah, almost had it. Slipped out of his hands, but good call up right there. Coach Drew clearing out the side, letting his guard go one-on-one.
Halftime in the Farrell Center. Our score, Baylor 40, Northwestern State 14. Stay with us. Back to begin our halftime activities right after this.